Hello kids, welcome back to the topic talking about people jobs. We have studied a lot of vocabularies and adjectives to describe people job. Let's see, what can you remember? What do you call the people who works in a factory? That's right, factory worker. The person who repairs cars and machines is called a mechanic. Very good. A person who builds bridges and high buildings is called an engineer. That's right. The person who makes beautiful things is called an artist. Very good. And the person who's play football is called a football player. That's right. Going down here, the person who uses a camera to take photos of anything, anytime, anywhere is called a photographer. That's right. And the person who works in an office, she works in an office, she answers the phone is called a secretary, right? And the men and women are in meetings, they are doing business, we call them businessman or businesswoman. Very good. And this is a fire station. Who can you see in a fire station? Yes, you can see a fireman. And a fireman fights the fire with water. Very good. And who checks your teeth? Who checks your teeth? A dentist. That's right. Who works in a pharmacy? A chemist. What does he sell? The chemist will sell medicine. Very good. And who helps the people in trouble? Sometimes he may stop your dad or your mom when your dad or your mom are driving you to school. You call that a policeman or a policewoman. Delicious food, wonderful, interesting food is made by the cook in a restaurant. Do you enjoy having dinner at home or in a restaurant? At home. Having dinner at home is cheap and good and healthy. But sometimes you can having dinner in a restaurant, but it is expensive. That's right. The actor will act on a movie screen, and it is wonderful. Some actors is really popular. Everybody knows him. Okay, so we have just reviewed the vocabulary we have studied for this topic. Let's move on and study more vocabulary for this one. Number one, happened.
Break.
Break.
Arrive.
Arrive. Happen. Break. Break. Arrive. He arrived school at 7. I break a class. I break a class. I drop a class and breaks it. Happen. What happened to you yesterday?
Remember.
Remember. You remember the lesson. You remember the lesson. You study and remember the lesson. Or you remember what happened yesterday. You remember what happened yesterday when you arrived at school.
Use.
Used. Used. I used a computer.
Study.
Study. I study English.
Describe.
Describe. Describe. I will tell you what happened yesterday. I am describing. I look at the picture and I tell you what I see in the picture. I am describing the picture. Easy, right? Repeat after me. Happen, describe, study, break, arrive, remember, use. Let's see how we can use those vocabulary. So it looks like we have a story. He is maybe a policeman. And there's something happened here. So the little girl will describe or will tell the story to the policeman. He will write it down. Let's see.
Can you remember what happened?
Can you remember what happened? Can you remember what happened?
Yes, I can describe what happened. The fireman used a ladder to climb up the tree to get my cat. The ladder broke and he fell down. The fireman was hurt, so the policewoman called an ambulance. After about 15 minutes, an ambulance arrived and the nurse took him to the hospital.
One more time. Listen one more time.
Yes, I can describe what happened. The fireman used a ladder to climb up the tree to get my cat. The ladder broke and he fell down. The fireman was hurt, so the policewoman called an ambulance. After about 15 minutes, an ambulance arrived and the nurse took him to the hospital.
So what happened in the story? What can you remember? There's a fireman. He used the ladder to climb up the trees to get the cat for the girl. Unfortunately, the ladder broke. And what happened? The fireman fell down and he was hurt. It was hurt. I was hurt. And the policeman, what do the policemen do? The policeman will call an ambulance. Whew, 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 whew. And an ambulance arrived 15 minutes later. And who helps him? The nurse took him to the hospital. That's right. So what is the girl doing? The girl is describing what happened. The girl is describing what happened. Now we move on. We have another one. What did you study at school yesterday? So you have to remember to describe what happened yesterday. So what did you study yesterday? Yesterday, I studied English. What did you study yesterday? I studied math and English. Next one. What did your mother use to cut the watermelon? What did your mother use to cut the watermelon? She used a knife to cut it. She used the knife to cut it. Who did you describe your home to? Who did you describe your home to? Who did you? The mechanic, the policeman, the doctor, the dentist? I described it to my friend. I described it to my friend. We'll try one more question. When did you remember that Today was my birthday. When did you remember that today was my birthday? When? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday? I remembered this morning. I just remember that. I just remember this morning. Now, we'll try more. We'll try another game. Well, this is a new story. And we'll try to tell the story. What happened here? He used a ladder to climb a tree. And what can happen next? The hospital, the ambulance. He fell down. Oh, this one. The ladder broke. Broke. The ladder broke.
The ladder broke.
And what happened to him? He fell down. And he was hurt. After that, what happened? You will call the ambulance. And when the ambulance arrived, maybe the nurse or the doctor will took him to the hospital. So this is the story. Let's go. Stop. No. Can you remember what happened here?
A man used a ladder to climb up the tree.
A man used a ladder to climb up a tree. Can you say that again? A man used a ladder to climb up a tree. Very good. Next one. Can you remember what happened here? He was hurt.
The man was hurt.
The man was hurt. So the first thing is the man used a ladder to climb up the tree. And the next one will be this one or this one? It will be this one. The ladder broke. The man fell down and he was hurt. So here's a story. Let's practice telling the story with your friend or with your mom and your dad. You did a great job today. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. See you next time.